Can you hear me now? All right, mute the phone, Jamie. All right. You still can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Gather your people. Can you hear me now? Hit one if you can hear me. Mm, mm, mm. Can you hear me? All right. So let's get to the business. Thank you. I appreciate it, doll babies. So first off, um, we are doing a reading today, and we are going to do this on the perception of Mr. Floyd. I don't know the cop's name or his date of birth, but we will assign um, the King of Swords to him because he was obviously physically aggressive, okay? So we're going to assign him to the air sign also because he is the law, and the swords represent that itself. So before we get started, I am going to throw the bones, and this is about looking at Floyd's understanding of what's going on now that he is out of the physical body. Yeah, no. Okay, we got it. Got it. So, let me get prepared. That'll give y'all a couple of seconds. Anybody running late to jump in on the joints? We jumping in. Yes. Now, while I'm doing that, I can give y'all a little view of how I personally take this situation where personally I still hold the African American, black, colored, whatever you want to assign yourself to community, fully responsible for what took place. Because, once again, we worried about how many views we can get from the incident, and social media became what was primary in the situation. Okay, nobody took the time out to decide that they wanted to stick together and make sure that man lived, because that was unnecessary to ninth power. And whoever sat there and recorded it, I can't even put it into words. That's all I can say. I can't even give you no words because I don't even think the English dictionary even has it available right now. So that's how we gonna deal with that. All right, so let's get to the business. Jamie, if my camera flips off the bones, let me know so I can flick the camera back on. Cause sometimes my cell phone like to fall asleep and stuff. I'm just throw his card in the middle because that is the card that I am using to represent the officer. This is the part I don't like. I need a charger box, guys. I swear. Every time I want to do a reading, I gotta go through a life crisis just to do it. I wonder what that means. Everything got a reason. Alrighty. I have to sit the YM down here. Alright. Alright. You guys can see. Very good. Alright. So, come on, guys. let's get to the business. Somebody timestamped this video at 7 minutes and 42 seconds, please, so I can put it underneath there. Miss Red, please timestamp my video for me if you can. Put 7:42. Alright. So, let's get started. We are calling on Mr. George Floyd. His birthday, I wrote it down. I think it's March 20 something. Tell you right now. He is March 19th is his birthday, 1976, and he passed away May 25th of 2020. And he is a Pisces. Alright, so let's get to what's going on. Alrighty. So, first off, what we got going on here is showing that he was having some issues at home. You know, they were very poor, okay? And he had a family, a wife that he loved dearly and would do anything for, no matter what was going on, no matter what the mood was. They were stuck together like glue, and as long as he was with her, he felt like he had everything on the planet. So that's how he busting out the gate right there. Now he's showing that, you know, he had his children. It's showing that he had a son here. And it's showing that there was a time when he used to, you know, be out here on his player, you know, and he realized that that type of way of living was kind of like stress, you know, but at the same time, it's showing that he was over his head in debt. He's showing. And he's showing that somebody had it out for him. He's showing a shark tooth under the bone, and he's showing the green bell, which is about warning. So it's showing that he had some kind of debt out here on these streets with someone. And it was it's showing this male dark energy here, dark male energy. He's showing that's the real reason why he is not here. He's showing that is the honest reason why he is not here. That's, you know, what put him in his position. You know, he said he already knew that this was going to happen in some shape, form, or fashion. Now, I don't think this female that he at home that he's dealing with even had an idea about what was going on, but there was definitely whispers out on the streets about this situation, okay? And this is what really got the wheels turning on this situation. There was some choices and decisions made, you know, that really determined whether he was going to stay here or stay alive or not, you know, and he was trying to stay out the way because, you know, he did not have the ability to pay back the money right now. Like I was telling you, this man is literally poor. You understand what I'm saying? So this shit is about a little bit more than what's on the surface, y'all. And I think that we gonna find out some shit. This shit is way more than what's on the surface. I wasn't even expecting this. I thought this was simple, plain police brutality. You know, and it's showing that, you know, there's a female child here, you know, that he's bringing up that, you know, will slowly deal with this kind of shit or whatever the backlash is from this. You know, it's going to give her, it's going to be a lot of negative energy around her because of this. But it's definitely showing here that there's a male energy that, you know, he seems to know everything that goes on, and he got a lot of pull in whatever this area is, you know, and only a few people know who this male energy is. This is what I find to be super damn interesting. I wasn't even thinking nothing like that. I kid you not. So we gonna lay the cards down and see what the cards is talking about. That's wicked. That is all the way wicked. And I'm not ignoring you, guys. Just so you can know. It's just that I'm reading, so I'm focused on whatever I read. I'm not ignoring y'all. Anybody have questions about the read and put it in caps? If you are a member, you know your questions. You good. If you are not a member, questions at the end. If you have any. And it's not in reference to the reading. It's $5. All right. So now we got this King of Swords out here, and the King of Swords represents law. It represents judge. It represents the courts. It represents the police officer, aggressive men. It also represents Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It also represents the direction of the east. So, and it also represents, somebody that's smart, who would know how to write contracts, really good with contracts and communication. So, let's see. What was the issue between Mr. Floyd and this King of Swords, who we identify and labeled as the officer involved? So we see the Queen of Wands, which represents this woman who is a white woman or somebody that's light-skinned, okay, who's coming up as the fire sign. As you see, there's a black cat here, meaning that she can be wicked. She can be wicked, okay? So let's see. We got the Two of Cups. We have the Seven of Coins. And we have the High Priest. The High Priestess. So this is a discussion of this white woman being married to this person or in a committed relationship. There was some kind of emotional attachment with this woman, okay? And he's looking at it like, excuse me, I have invested way too much in this situation to have you walking around here looking like that and doing this and doing that and doing that. And this is that. Okay, George know it and this officer know it. Okay, so whoever this woman is, they both was dealing with or around on some level, and he snapped out. Sorry, because my card is wet. And he snapped out. Okay? And he figured, what is the best way to get this dude out the way? Yeah, I'll go to jail for a little while, but if I do this while I'm working, I'm going to be safer than if I try to kill him with my bare hands out of uniform. So he used his uniform to his advantage. It was going down one way or the other. This white man, this officer, was coming for him as long as this woman was involved. And that's the real. Hello, love only. Hello, Janko. How are you? So let's see what else we get about this officer. So it's showing that, first off, she may have had a drinking problem, but she also may have been part of the reason that this confusion even existed. Okay? She has children with this man. Some shit getting ready to come out, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. She had children with this man. She was with this man for quite some time. Okay? And it's shown that Three of Cups, they was definitely in some type of long-term committed relationship, engaged or married. Okay, and she was out here sneaking around doing some fuck shit she ain't had no business. Okay? It's real. It's real. Alright, so let's see what comes up from Mr. Floyd's perspective. Oh, really? Okay. Hold on, card fell. Well, let's see what's going on from Mr. Floyd's perspective. Ashe. Alafia. To the Egun. Ashe. shit. All right, so let's see what's going on from Mr. Floyd's perspective. So he's showing the car to death. He's confirming that they had a love triangle going on. Okay, and that officer wanted his wife back. Oh, this shit gonna get real. I should go viral after this reading. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there in the whole universe. If I tell you, when this shit come out, y'all let me know. Thank you. I appreciate it. So anyway, it's showing that they was definitely, Mr. Floyd was definitely dealing with this man, this woman, knowing that she had a family, knowing that she was married, knowing that her husband was gonna want her back, and also very aware that he was a law enforcement employee. He knew that. Okay, so let's see what the next row say. And so what he is showing here is that he was concerned about that. He was beginning to be stressed out about that. Things between them was starting to fall back anyway. And he was like, listen, it'd be better off if you just go back to your family anyway. Okay, so he was trying to get away from the beach. Hello, Jastar. How are you? Thank you for visiting. Thank you for visiting, Jocelyn. Thank you for visiting, Tiffany. I'm not ignoring you guys. I can't do two things at one time, so forgive me. So, you know, he was trying to get away from her. Like, he was like, yo, I'm done with this. It's too much stress involved to even continue to deal with you. So he really was, in an attempt of trying to get out the way. And she must have snuck out that damn house and started chasing after him. So let's see what else we get out of here. Okay. So that happened. Bow. Now let's ask. Let me see, what other questions do we need to ask? Let's see what's going on from this female's perspective. Now we know she comes up as a fire sign. So let's see what she got to say about it. We already spoke on, we already know what the officer said. He was the first person who got read. Excuse me, y'all. My mother is in the middle of my reading as if this is hers. Okay, so we got the devil card that comes up. So she's saying that, listen, this energy is saying that this woman was no good for Mr. Floyd. This was the worst type of situation he could have been in dealing with her. And this came because she thought, or for some reason felt like, I love this man. I will go through the burden. I will go through the stress to be with Mr. Floyd. Her heart is not with the officer no more. Literally. Okay, but this officer cannot seem to accept that. Okay, so let's see what goes on next. We got the Star. We got the Hermit. We got the 5 of Swords, and we also have the 5 of Cups. And so she's talking about this desire and hopeful, wishful thinking that her and Mr. Floyd was going to get to run away and live happily ever after. Thinking that they was going to be able to escape the war that was about to take place when this officer got into his emotions. And that's the truth right there in a nutshell. She was having this wishful thinking with her heart and not with her common sense. And for some reason, she thought that they was going to have the ability to escape out of that community or environment, and duck all of that smoke that was about to come down the pipe. Okay. So we got the officer's perspective, we got Mr. Floyd's perspective, and we have this Caucasian or light-skinned female who Mr. Floyd seemed to have been in they both seem to have been in some type of relationship with. Okay? So now that this has happened, how would Mr. Floyd like the community and everybody in the country to respond to this particular situation? Because this situation stemmed from something real personal. Okay, so let's see. Okay, So he's showing, that listen, there was, he's saying, listen, people, all of that y'all doing is unnecessary. What he's saying here is that I lost that fight. Point blank, bottom line. However you want to cut it, however you want to, there was a war taking place between me and this man, and I lost that war. You understand what I'm saying? He outsmarted him. He knew how to use what was around him so that he can get the upper hand. You know what I mean? So he's saying, look, it is what it is. I created this situation from the beginning because I was participating in dealing with this woman, knowing that this woman had been with this man for God knows how long. There's no point in taking your asses out there acting a fool. But let me see what the rest of the sentence is. Right. So what he's saying is, like, it don't matter what y'all do. No, it's not fair. You know what I mean? Yeah, I did lose my life. Yeah, everybody wants to do something about it. But the reality of it all is that y'all are not going to see justice no matter how destructive you are. So there is no reason or no point in you sitting out here destroying your community and where you are, because it's very clear that there is an imbalance, okay? And they're not going to allow you to see any more justice and whatever it is they're willing to give you. Simple as that. Simple as that. So, what will the overall outcome end up being in reference to this officer and what the judges are going to come up with as a conclusion? So, what he's saying is that the system is already on this officer's side no matter how you cut the cake. And so there's never going to be a fairness in that. Okay? It's also showing, that they may try to push the issue that he was dealing with some kind of mental breakdown, some kind of depression, some type of anxiety. They gonna win this however they gotta win it, but he ain't gonna be in here for the rest of his life. He's not getting a death penalty. He's not even doing a fraction of the sentence that the average black man get for a bag of weed. Okay? So everybody need to get it all the way out their system. It's pretty much what that's saying. It's just that real. Just that simple. So, is there anything else, any other questions that you guys would like for me to ask? Is there anything that you guys want to know that I did not ask? You can let me know. His name is Derek Chauvin. Thank you for that information. Miss Red, shout out to you. Thank you for time stamping it for me. Thank you. Jenko, I sure can. You can hit me up at 917-300-1683. If you would like to get a personal reading, if you just want to get a quick answer, you can hit that donate button for $5, and I will be happy to do that. So Tiffany says they both worked at a club together as bouncers. Oh, really? Okay, Rosalind. Whatever Caucasian female was over there, or involved, if it didn't come out yet, you will find out that they both, in some shape, form, or fashion, well, you may not find out because the person who probably would have told it is not here. You want to, Tiffany, are they going to jail? What about the partners? Okay, so let's see what the partners had to say about it. What they think about it. So we got this Queen of Pentacles, we got the Page of Swords, we got the Nine of Coins, and the Three of Coins. Okay, and so I don't know if there was a dark skinned female there, but this would represent a dark skinned female that is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, and a Page of Swords would represent somebody that is younger. That is an air sign like a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This also could represent another aspect of this dark skinned woman. So I will take a look at this. But it's looking like there's a situation where this Queen of Pentacles will be lying because she's going to get paid for it and she's going to get a raise for it. So I don't know if one of those officers was a dark skinned woman. But it's definitely showing somebody getting paid to lie and getting a new rank or moving up to lie. Okay, so let's see what else. So what it's showing here is that she may start off lying in favor of these people, but there's gonna be a whole lot of rumors and a whole lot of, when she does this, it's gonna be the end of her in the community. Okay, it's gonna be the end. She is going to have to relocate, okay, because there will be no respect given. So all that getting a raise and getting offered a new position, girl, it's a fantasy because you still gonna have to leave where you are. Simple as that. So let's see who's the partner, because I don't know who that female is. But let's see about the partner. The partner, you know, he's a little bit kind of sort of content, you know. He's just like, oh fucking well, like it doesn't even matter. At the same time, you know, this is his partner and he does have love for his partner. They worked together and did a lot together, and you know, he's hurt that they're gonna be separated. But he feels like his partner was all the way right for what he did. And he feels like, damn it, I would have did the same thing if that was my emotions involved about my woman. So, you know, he kind of backs him. Okay, so is he going to go to jail, and did the cop ever threaten his life before this happened? So let's see. Are they going to go to jail? Yeah, they are going to go to jail, and they're going to lose everything, and they all will not benefit or be happy after this. Very true. So they will be going to jail. I don't see it being any more than 5 years. They may offer him 10 years off the back, but that's going to get knocked down to 5 on the low. Remember, I told you that. Moving right along. What was the next question? Did the cop threaten him before that? Let's see. So it's showing that he more so threatened to lock him up. You know, it's showing that one of his weaknesses is that he was catty like a girl. Okay? But in his mind, you know, it got to a point where it was like, you know what? For my woman, I'll sacrifice my whole entire existence. And that's how he came. That's how it went down. It was definitely something personal. Definitely something personal. Do anyone else have any questions that y'all would like me to answer? All right, so I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes, see if anybody got any questions that they would like me to answer before I get off. If you guys don't come up with any questions, that's all fine and well. After the recording, y'all guys can post in the comments. All right, so I don't see any more questions, love bugs. So, will the family sue? That's a good question. Okay, they don't. I don't know. Yep. It's gonna take a long time, but it's gonna be enough money for them to start over and get away and be all right. They are not gonna. If I was them, I would not take no settlements. I would take that as the bank, the supersized bank, McDonald's stock. They are definitely gonna win millions, baby. Yes, they are. They is in there. They ain't got to worry about nothing else. Whatever the case may be, Mr. Floyd made sure he went out in a way where his family is gonna be rich forever. He saved them out this pandemic. They should pay homage to him forever and ever and ever. And ever. Yes, honey poop poop. As Auntie would say. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all always laughing at me. What is it with me? Especially Tiffany. She always laughing at me. But y'all remember this reading right here. Do I need to make this a feature reading so that y'all guys can make sure that Sky go viral off of this one? Because y'all didn't hear that from nowhere, because I didn't even know that. And that's facts. Matter of fact, I do want to ask. Okay, I'll ask my question after just start. Will new laws be passed because of this? What about the autopsy? Sounds bogus to me. Okay, well, I didn't hear nothing about the autopsy, but I will look into it. Let me answer the first question. Will there be laws passed? It's an iffy situation, but I'll tell you this. The media and the law are going to try to stay away from letting people even think that. And they may not pass the law. They may be resistant, but if people stand their ground and never back off, eventually they will pass that law. But that depends on how much time, energy, and devotion the people are going to put into making sure that law get passed. Because if they don't, the government going to try to slip out of that easy. Let's see. And do you have to worry about this happening again to someone else? And what about the autopsy? So let's see about the autopsy. The autopsy report is probably going to bring them more money. Whatever they find in the autopsy is probably going to be the reason why that lawsuit be quadruple millions, I swear. Real live talk. And do we have to worry about this happening to anyone else? Well, what it is saying is if the people who are being affected by this kind of behavior first off, this particular situation is saying y'all got to walk away from that, because the way people started off responding is wrong. So that has to be walked away. This whole process is a fail, what it's saying. People going to have to make the choice to choose differently on how they respond. Do the family know it happened over to the white lady? Yep, sure do. The kids do not realize that it happened over the white lady. But the woman does. There's a woman that knows. So he had his own family at home too. Let's see, will he keep his word? He don't have no other choice. It's gonna be too much pressure from everybody. He's going to have to fight this one out. Whatever he put out there and said he was gonna do, he ain't gonna have no other choice. Cause the people is gonna be hot on his ass, and his whole career depends on the people, it seems like. There's no way that he will get anywhere else if he does not keep his word. It is sad. But we gotta stop standing around watching niggas die with our cell phones in our hand, worried about how many likes we gonna get. Okay? And these things wouldn't be able to happen if we stop using cell phones as our retaliation weapon. Because a person's got to die because you still didn't do nothing but turn on your damn phone. And if you recording, then nigga, you're not calling 911 again. You gotta use their common sense. Word. It don't make no sense. You record a whole person dying, nigga, you never stopped the recording to call 911. You didn't even call 911 before you started recording. How we know? Because the video starts from the beginning to the end. So we can't get mad at the officer. He only did what he was allowed to do. Because we reach for guns and kill each other all day long. Why wasn't nobody reaching for a gun and blowing his shit back? It's like it's programmed in the DNA of the people to be afraid of these people. Ooh, Lord have mercy. It's a mess. That's all I know. Any more questions, ladies and gents? Before I go and run away. But while I wait for y'all to decide whether y'all have any more questions, let me let the newies know. If you are a new subscriber, you are able to get your first time subscribers reading 15 minutes for $15. Send over your full name, date of birth, telephone number, email address, and your YouTube username to 917-300-1683, and I will forward you the link so that you can book your 15-minute new subscriber reading. Everybody else, you know how to find me if you need me. Anybody that is a part of my besties memberships who want extra access to extra content and access to the community site, then make sure you hit that join button and get with this besties membership. You already know what time it is. It's me, none other than NBT Sky. And I guess I'm going to be up out this joint. That's to blow this popsicle. Are there any groups pushing a different agenda? Okay, well, agendas are endless questions. So, in particular, what agenda? What type of agenda? How is the white woman feeling? Being that she is the reason that all of this happened. Well, she see room for money. She will be able to get her child without a fight. She is heartbroken about Mr. Floyd, you know, and she feels like if she had better control over her own choices and actions, that things could have turned out differently. And that's her right there popping up. I'm telling you, you can't make this up. Star, you are very welcome. You had very, very, very well thought out and articulated questions. I love those kind of questions. I need more of those questions. Yeah, y'all know I am so silly. But I will see y'all on the next baby. Any questions y'all need, you know, if it's more than enough questions, then I will do another video if need be. We can do a follow-up video. Tomorrow I am going to do another video, but it's going to be more focused on the riots that are taking place and what needs to stop and what needs to happen. So hopefully that video will float around and people will have a better way of processing and dealing with this situation outside of destroying their own things and own people. Was the cop stalking Floyd? I didn't see that. As a cop, I don't think he really had to. Being that he was a cop and Floyd lived in that community, I'm sure Mr. Floyd has been in jail quite some time. So, or quite a bit of times. No, he wasn't stalking him. He knew he was gonna come across him because you know that's his beat. That's what he do. That's where he work at anyway. He knew he was gonna bump into him. He knew that for sure. All right. All jokes aside, this time I'm blowing this popsicle. Smooches. Love y'all. See y'all on the next one. Later.